India is my life. I love India. And let me tell you something. Those ain't just words. That's a heartbeat. That's a rhythm. That's a calling that goes beyond geography, beyond borders, beyond flags. When I say it, I don't just mean the land. I mean the spirit. I mean the centuries of wisdom. I mean the fire in the eyes of 1 billion people who wake up every day and refuse to be ordinary. That's India. Now, see, a lot of folks out there, they don't really get it. They think loving a country is just about waving a flag or singing the anthem on Independence Day or posting something cute on social media. Nah, it's deeper than that. When I say India is my life, I'm talking about the sacrifices, the struggles, the pride, the hope. I'm talking about something so rooted in your soul that no matter where you go, you carry it. You could be sitting in New York, London, Dubai, or Tokyo, but the smell of chai, the sound of a tabla, the rhythm of Hindi, Punjabi, Tamil, Bengali, Telugu, it brings you right back home. India isn't just a nation, it's an emotion. And let me break it down, because sometimes people forget what it really means to love a place like India. This ain't no ordinary country. This is the land that gave the world zero. Let that sink in. People say, it's just a number. But that number, that's zero. That's infinite possibilities. That's the difference between 1 and 10, 10 and 100, 100 and 1,000,000. India gave that to the world. Without India, your math, your science, your technology wouldn't even exist the way it does. You'd still be counting on your fingers and toes. You know how powerful that is. But wait, it don't stop at math. India is the land where spirituality wasn't just preached, it was lived. Yoga, meditation, everybody out here talking about mindfulness like it's some brand new trend. Let me tell you something, it's old news in India. We've been sitting cross, leg breathing deep, and finding peace within for thousands of years. That ain't TikTok wisdom, that's India's wisdom. And people all over the world pay thousands of dollars to go to retreats to learn what India been teaching for free. That's the power of this country. India is my life because India is resilient. You ever notice how India's story is always about rising again? Every time someone tried to break her down, colonizers, invaders, oppressors, India didn't just survive, India adapted. India transformed pain into power, oppression into opportunity, wounds into wisdom. And now look, this country once dismissed as developing is now developing the entire world. Nations used to look at India as a follower. Now they're looking over their shoulders, wondering how India got so far ahead. That's what I love about India. You can't count it out. Let me give it to you straight. Loving India isn't just about looking back at history. It's about recognizing the present. Look at the young people in India. Man, they got fire. They got dreams so big, even the sky looks too small. They coding, they building, they inventing, they innovating. Silicon Valley wouldn't even be what it is today if it weren't for the Indian brain power running half of it. You know how many CEOs out there got made in India, stamped on their journey. Google, Microsoft, IBM, the list goes on. You can't open your laptop or pick up your phone without touching the brilliance of India. That's not luck, that's love for hard work. And let me say this, India ain't perfect. No country is. But that's what love really is, isn't it? It's not about pretending there ain't flaws. It's about seeing the flaws and saying, yeah, we got problems, but we ain't gonna run from them. We're gonna fix them. We're gonna get better. Loving India is knowing there's poverty and inequality and challenges, but also knowing there's 1 billion hearts ready to rise above it. Love doesn't quit when times get hard. Love digs deeper. That's why I say India is my life. Because when you love something, you don't give up on it. See, India is a land of contrasts. On one side, you got skyscrapers, IT hubs, satellites flying into space. On the other side, you got villages where life is simple, where people still greet you with folded hands and offer you food before they even eat. Where else you going to find that? You got Bollywood making movies that make the whole world dance, and you got classical ragas that can calm your soul in ways nothing else can. That's the beauty of India. It's not either or, it's both. It's ancient and modern, spiritual and scientific, traditional and innovative. Loving India is loving all of it. And let's talk about food, because listen, if you ain't had Indian food, you ain't lived. That's love on a plate. Spices that hit your tongue and tell you stories of centuries. Curry that makes you feel like somebody's grandma just hugged your soul. Street food that'll light up your taste buds and your memories at the same time. Every bite is culture, every dish is history. When I say India is my life, I mean it's in my taste, it's in my smell, it's in my senses. You can't separate me from it. You know what else makes me proud? India's diversity. One country, thousands of languages, hundreds of religions, so many traditions. And yet there's a thread that ties it all together. Unity in diversity isn't just a slogan, it's reality. You got a temple, a mosque, a church, and a Gurdwara all on the same street. And people living their lives side by side. That ain't easy, but India makes it work. And yeah, there are tensions sometimes, but don't get it twisted. The soul of India is harmony. The soul of India says we can be different and still be one. The soul of India says, your God, my God, our God, it's all the same truth. That's a powerful message the world still needs to hear. Now let me talk to the young people for a minute, because y'all are the future of India. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like you got to be less. Don't let the world tell you that your accent makes you small, your skin makes you less, your culture makes you backward. Nah, your accent carries history. Your skin carries resilience. Your culture carries the wisdom of ages. Walk into every room knowing you come from the land that taught the world how to think, how to pray, how to count, how to dream. Don't shrink, expand, don't apologize. That's love. And for the older generation, the ones who've seen India grow from the ground up, your struggle ain't wasted. Every sacrifice, every hard day, every tear, it all built the foundation. And the young ones are standing on it, reaching higher than ever before. That's the beauty of India. Every generation hands the baton to the next, and the race keeps getting faster. Now let's talk global. Why is India making people nervous out there? Because India ain't playing by the script anymore. For too long, the world expected India to just follow instructions, to be quiet, to take a back seat. But now, India is making moves. India is buying oil on its own terms, making deals on its own terms, building defense on its own terms. India don't ask permission no more, and that's love. Because when you love yourself, you stop waiting for validation. India finally looked in the mirror and said, I don't need anybody's approval. I got my own path. That's the kind of love that shakes the world. And you know what else? India is generous. This ain't a selfish country. When the world needed vaccines, who was there? India. When the world needs IT talent, who's there? India. When the world needs peacekeepers, who's there? India. And still, India don't brag. India don't push it in your face. India just does what needs to be done, because that's love. Love serves. Love gives. Love doesn't keep score. I could go on, because every time I think of India, I see another reason to love it. I see children laughing in the streets. I see women leading in boardrooms. I see farmers waking up before sunrise to feed a nation. I see scientists launching rockets on budgets so small, other countries can't even build a car with that money. I see soldiers standing guard at borders, not for fame, but for duty. I see artists painting, writers writing, singers singing, all pouring out love for this land. India is my life. I love India because it's more than land, it's more than politics, it's more than economics. It's a heartbeat. It's a mother's hug. It's a father's sacrifice. It's a child's dream. It's a people's journey. And when you love like that, nothing, no setback, no challenge, no storm can take it away. India is not just a country. It is an emotion, a heartbeat, and a destiny. When I say that, I'm not talking about something small or temporary. I'm talking about something that lives inside you, something that moves with you, breathes with you, and defines who you are even when the world tries to put you in a box. See, you can describe a country with maps, borders, flags, and governments, but when it comes to India, none of that captures the truth. India cannot be reduced to lines drawn on paper or to statistics written in books. India is felt. India is lived. India is experienced in a way that words can barely hold. It's an emotion that grabs your heart and doesn't let go. Think about what it means when you hear the name India. For some, it's history. For some, it's spirituality. For others, it's food, music, or family. But deep down, for every Indian, and even for those who've connected with her, it's a sense of belonging, a sense of pride, and a sense of destiny. Because India is not just where you live, it's who you are. You wake up to the sound of temple bells, the call to prayer, or the chants of the morning. You step outside and you're hit with the aroma of spices, the hustle of markets, the laughter of children playing in the street. That's not just daily life. That's India reminding you she's alive within you. And when I say India is an emotion, I mean it's something that stirs you deep inside. You feel it when you see the tricolor rising in the wind. You feel it when the national anthem plays and your spine straightens without even thinking. You feel it when the cricket team wins and suddenly a billion voices scream in unison, people dancing in the streets like it's a festival. You feel it when a rocket launches into space, carrying not just technology, but the hopes and dreams of every child who ever looked up at the stars and whispered, "One day that could be me." This emotion is not logical. You can't explain it fully, but you know it's real. It makes you tear up. It makes you proud. It makes you believe in something bigger than yourself. That's what India does. But India is also a heartbeat. You hear it everywhere you go. It's in the rhythm of the doll at weddings, in the beats of Bollywood songs, in the chants of holy men on the banks of the Ganges. It's in the footsteps of farmers working their fields, in the tapping of a student's pen preparing for exams, in the sound of trains rolling through villages and cities alike. That heartbeat is constant, it's steady, and it tells you something. India is alive, awake, moving forward no matter what. Nations may try to slow her down, critics may try to doubt her, but the heartbeat never stops. It goes on because it's not just one heartbeat, it's a billion of them beating together. Each pulse is a story, each rhythm a reminder that India is too vast, too powerful, and too deeply rooted to ever fade away. Now, destiny. That's the part people don't talk enough about. Because destiny is bigger than dreams, bigger than ambitions, bigger than even history. Destiny is what you're meant to become, what no force in the world can take away. And India has a destiny. For too long, India was underestimated. For too long, people tried to tell her what she could or could not do. Colonizers came and stripped her of wealth. Invaders tried to break her spirit. Outsiders called her a land of poverty and despair. But destiny doesn't bow to insults or oppression. Destiny waits. And now, the destiny of India is unfolding in front of our very eyes. Look around. The world can no longer ignore her. The world has to deal with her, respect her, partner with her, and even fear her power when needed. India was never meant to be silent. India was always meant to lead. When you think of destiny, think of how India rises from every setback. Famine, poverty, war, partition. Any one of these could have crushed a weaker nation. But not India. Every wound turned into a lesson. Every obstacle into a stepping stone. That's not chance, that's destiny. When the world was building walls, India was building bridges. When the world was dividing people, India was showing unity and diversity. When the world was racing for power, India was racing for peace. You can't tell me that's just coincidence. That's destiny at work. And you know how destiny speaks. Through people. Through the hands of an engineer who designs the cheapest satellite launch in the world. Through the mind of a CEO who takes a global company to new heights. Through the courage of a soldier standing guard at the border. Through the compassion of a doctor in a small village treating patients for little or no money. Through the resilience of a mother who sacrifices everything so her children can study and rise. These people are not just individuals. They are carriers of destiny. They are the heartbeat of India. They are the emotion of India. They are the future of India. India being an emotion also means that it cannot be measured. How do you measure pride? How do you measure the feeling of coming home after being abroad and stepping onto Indian soil? How do you measure the joy of hearing your mother tongue after weeks of speaking another language? How do you measure the love that makes people thousands of miles away send money home just to build a school, a hospital, a well? You can't put that in numbers. That's love. That's emotion. That's India. And when India is a heartbeat, it means it's unstoppable. Because no matter what you do, as long as the heart beats, life goes on. You can try to hold it back. You can try to block its path, but the rhythm will find a way. That's why even when challenges come, whether it's global crisis, economic hurdles, or political storms, India keeps moving forward. The heart refuses to stop. It adapts, it adjusts, it keeps going. That's why India is still here after thousands of years, when empires and kingdoms around the world have fallen into dust. Because this heartbeat is eternal. Destiny, though, is where it all comes together. India's destiny is not to copy another nation, not to follow someone else's path. India's destiny is to carve her own. She doesn't need to be the next America or the next China. She needs to be the first India. That destiny is about leading the world with wisdom, not just with wealth, with values, not just with victories, with spirituality, not just with science. Imagine a world where progress doesn't mean destruction, where technology doesn't replace humanity, where power doesn't crush compassion. That's the destiny India carries, to show the world a better way. And the beauty is, it's not just a dream anymore. You see glimpses of it everywhere. In the way India handles global negotiations with confidence. In the way Indian startups are breaking barriers and setting trends. In the way Indian culture, yoga, films, food, fashion has spread to every corner of the globe. That's destiny calling, saying, the time has come. And you know what destiny doesn't do? It doesn't ask for permission. It just happens. So when I say India is not just a country, it is an emotion, a heartbeat, and a destiny, I mean it's everything rolled into one. It's the tears of joy when you hear a freedom fighter's story. It's the rhythm of life in a busy Mumbai street or a quiet Kerala backwater. It's the dream of a young boy in a small town who looks at the sky and says, one day, I'll build a rocket. It's the faith of a farmer who plants seeds even when the rains are late. It's the pride of an immigrant who never forgets their roots no matter how far they go.